Welcome to this episode of Breaking the Ice. I'm Jessica Shadian, President and CEO of Arctic 360 and one of the co-hosts of this summer's podcast series. Today, we are very fortunate to have David Thompson and Charles McNeely with us for our discussion. David is the Director General for Infrastructure Portfolio Requirements at Canada's Department of National Defence, and Charles is the Chairperson of the Sahtu Secretariat Incorporated, based in the Northwest Territories, Canada. Both of their professional capacities lead them to spend their waking hours thinking and talking about Canada's infrastructure needs, not least the social, economic, and defence infrastructure needs in the Canadian North. And so while both come to this conversation from very different starting points, the issues of northern infrastructure, whether social, economic, or defence, may in fact have more in common than their own diverse inroads into that conversation. This reality is that whether we are talking about roads, ports, energy, or telecommunications, is the real challenge that we find ourselves with today, which is first, how do we best determine what's needed? And second, how do we strategically translate those needs into projects that can accommodate Indigenous and Northern communities, industry, and Canadian defence by way of building multi-user and multi-purpose infrastructure? But before we get into this discussion in depth with our guests, I want to hand the mic over to our co-producers so they can introduce themselves and take it away.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us today. My name is Nicole Butler, and I'm originally from Calgary, Alberta, but I have been living in Washington, D.C. lately, where I'm pursuing my master's in international security at the School of Foreign Service at Georgetown University.
Thanks, Nicole. Hey guys, I'm Jaden Stevens. I'm from Norman Wells, the Northwest Territories, and I am working with a partnership with SSI and Arctic 360, and I'm excited to share my perspective.
Hi everyone, I'm Nazia Shah, joining from Toronto, where I'm pursuing a master's degree in global affairs at the Munk School of Global Affairs and Public Policy. Before this, I completed my bachelor's in international development studies at McGill. I'm delighted to be here today and to join this discussion with our amazing guests. Why don't we start with you, David? Maybe you can give us a bit of your background and what your mandate is at the DND.
Thanks, and thank you for the invitation here today. So, my name is David Thompson. I am the Director General for Portfolio Requirements with the Department of National Defence. It's basically the portfolio manager role, which ensures that the right real property infrastructure investments are made at the right time to ensure that the Canadian Armed Forces is operationally ready. That includes developing plans and programs to invest in national defense real property. Among other areas which I lead, but I think would be related to today, I also lead elements of greening the portfolio, power purchasing agreements, energy performance contracts, the real property center of expertise for P3s, access agreements to defense establishments, acquisition and disposal. And I also have the Office of the Chief Land Surveyor with me as well. Again, pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for your introduction, David. So Charles, can you tell us a bit about yourself and also the Sahtu Secretariat? Who does it represent, how it was created, and when it was created?
Good morning, everyone. Name is Charles McNeely. I'm the chairperson for Sahtu Secretariat here in the Sahtu. Sahtu Secretariat is when we settled our land claim in 1993. The Sahtu Secretariat was formed that represents the whole Sahtu. And on this board of directors, we have each president from each land corporation here in the Sahtu. That's 7 land corps, so 7 presidents. They sit on the board and they make decisions on behalf of everyone. So I've been doing this role since 2008. I started off as the board member and vice chair, and then Ethel, Blonde, and Andrew was doing that for